this is the only body I've got. I've got to take care of it.
Yeah.
And taking care of it is, first of all, what you're eating, what you're putting in.
Almost all the guests we've had here, it's start where you are with what you have.
Yeah.
Don't wait for a big bang. There's no such
There's
thing.
no perfect time.
There's no
Just
perfect
start.
time. The best time to start was yesterday.
Yeah.
The next best time is now.
Yeah.
I turned 15 December.
Yes.
Somebody
Kezie,
was
you
telling
told
me.
everybody. So we know.
It was headline
It was
news.
headline news. We know you were
When
telling
Kezie
So there's no point of pretending that people don't know.
Welcome to Baiskeli Stories, where boardrooms meet bike trails and business strategy shares the stage with family dinners.
We are two ambitious women balancing corporate careers and the joys of motherhood while making time to log miles on our bikes.
My name is Kahaki, co-host of Baiskeli Stories. I'm a wife, mother of 3, I work for family business, and I love the outdoors.
And I am Rose, a wife, proud mama, fearless adventurer, and business leader.
We're diving into what it really takes to wear all the hats without losing ourselves in the process.
From power moves at work to powerful climbs on the road, we're talking breakthroughs, burnout, and balance.
So, clip in, because this ride is just getting started. Welcome
to Baiskeli Stories.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to Baiskeli Stories. Today we have the pleasure of having Kezie Kihara. Kezie is a friend of Baiskeli Stories. She's also a executive HR director. She's a golfer, she's a mom, and she's generally an all-round fitness queen. So we're really looking forward to hearing what she has for us today. As always, I am here with my co-host.
Hi everybody, good afternoon.
Okay, so Kezie, welcome to Baiskeli Stories.
Thank you very much.
And we are truly so grateful. We are always so grateful to have our guests, and especially for agreeing to be with us today. Thank you so much. So I've said a little bit about you, kidogo too, but I want you to tell us a little bit about yourself, like the whole story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kahaki and Rose, for inviting me. I'm really honored. I've been following your Baiskeli Stories, and I kept thinking, who are these people who are being interviewed if I've not been called yet? And clearly, my day is here, and I've been called.
Your prayers have been
Right.
answered.
Yeah.
Your dreams are valid.
There you go. My name is Kezie Karuoro-Kihara, as you've heard. I'm a lot of things. But what I do, I'm all about people. Okay. I love people. I love working with people. I love seeing people develop. I love taking people to their full potential.
Okay.
And with that, I'm a HR leader, working for a multinational company that manufactures here in Kenya. Mm-hmm. So I oversee the people agenda in Africa. Okay. I'm also an executive leadership coach.
Wow.
I'm an emotional intelligence coach.
Mm-hmm. What?
And as you can see, all that has to do with people.
Okay.
So seeing people develop, getting to their full potential, overcoming whatever challenges that they have, and seeing somebody come off their shelf to something else, that's all I like doing.
Okay, yes. Fantastic. So how did you then, or how has fitness become a thing? Like, how did it start? How did it become something that you do intentionally?
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that when I was coming here, and I used to run. I've been running for quite a while, maybe for the last 10 years.
We used to run together, actually. We need to restart that.
We must. So I've ran 21 kilometers marathon. That is, I've done the Kili and Standard Chartered 21.
Okay.
But with age, sometimes you just start slowing down. Yeah. So I now just do 10 kilometers or 5-6 kilometers every so often. Mm-hmm. And my daughter, she's called Maya, she's 23. About 3 years ago, she started this whole fitness journey. Okay. And Maya doesn't just pick something and run with it. She'll do her research. She'll find out what this is all about. And one day she calls me, she tells me, Mama, at your age, clearly. You need to start working out.
Yeah.
You need to do strength training. And I told her, but I run. I'm okay. I run. I do 10 kilometers. And in a week, I'll do maybe about 30 because I'm doing 10, 3 times. So I don't need. And she told me, that's just cardio. At your age, your muscles are really wearing out and you need to start building your muscles. So I told her, okay, I'll start. You know, those ones off.
Yeah. Don't disturb
and then
me.
every Monday she would ask me, have you, no. Did you go to the gym to ask? No. Then she told me, every time you don't go, you owe me 200 shillings. Ooh.
What?
It got to about 3,000 Kenya shillings. Then I realized I might just be earning money to just pay this bet. And that's how I started. And I walked to the club, I went to the gym, and the gym instructor told me, first pick days of the week and a time.
Okay.
That is how you begin. And that's what happened.
Okay.
I went for actually 3 months continuously, and I fell in love with it. And that was 3 years ago. So I never used to work out before. Oh, and now it's been, actually this February has been 3 years since I started now gym training.
Strength training.
Yeah, it's actually, I do strength training.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
Awesome.
So thanks to Maya for calling me old.
That's
She called it.
She called it, and I guess
called it.
I thought about it, and I did something about it, and also did my research and realized she was actually very right.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
I think for all of us, I think at
It's
our
very
age.
true. At this age,
as we were saying earlier, we have to definitely
strength training becomes paramount. You have to incorporate it in whatever else that you're doing, but more so because you're losing muscle.
Yes.
You need to strengthen it through workout. Right. But Kezie, we know you as a golfer.
Yes.
How long have you been golfing? And what's your golf story?
Another story, which the number of years I've been playing golf, I think I should be a professional golfer by now, but clearly not, because I've got a whole life that goes on. So I've been playing golf since 2010. So actually, this is 15 years.
Wow.
Awesome.
And golf is a very interesting and exciting sport when you get the hang of it. And it all started that my husband started playing, and one day I couldn't understand how he plays a sport for 12 hours, because you'd leave home at 11, come home very late. And I decided to just go and see what
what's
because cricket takes long. It's not even that long. And I couldn't understand why guys couldn't hit the ball with that thing. At that point, I called it a thing.
Yes.
And I got the interest of, where are they doing it? And I started, and I realized actually it's not that easy. But I put in the work, I put in the effort, I went and saw a pro, I got the initial coaching classes, and up to now I'm playing. I played kind of decent, not actually that good, but I enjoy the sport.
You enjoy the sport.
And golf is, it's a lot of things. You know, when you're told your tee off time is 7:08, it is not 7:09, 7:10, 7:12. It's not a maybe. It's not like our traffic lights here in Kenya.
It's not a suggestion.
It's a suggestion, but so one, it comes with discipline.
Okay.
And the patience also, because you're playing with other people. So it's not just about you. You're playing with other people. And then to be better at it, you've got to learn the skill. You might think the bigger people would play better because they've got the body strength, because they look big. But actually, golf is about the technique. And also just the discipline. In fact, because golf has a lot of rules, and you've got to follow all those rules. And also the other thing is integrity. If you don't have integrity, you can't play golf, because you want to do funny things here and
the
there.
ball went where?
So I know people who are not golfers, all they see is people hitting the ball and then just enjoying themselves, and they go in the evening and meet together and have a drink and all that.
Yep, that's what
but
we see.
That's what you see.
That's what we see.
There is a lot of learning from golf. Like, for example, I sit in the junior golf committee in the current country club. And we've got about 100 kids who are in that the golf section. And you can see kids who have started golf from 4 years. If you compare a kid who is playing golf and a kid who doesn't do anything, just like any other sport, it comes with a lot of skills that they learn. Even when there's a competition, you'll put a 6-year-old with older boys, or maybe a 14-year-old with grown-ups, and they've got to play with them. So you can imagine the confidence that brings. So that's my story about golf. And then also our son, who is now 19, started playing when he was 6.
Okay.
And I guess that's where my passion of working with juniors, I've seen what it has done for him. I've seen him getting very frustrated with golf. And it's very exciting to see, that whole aspect, because my son is a perfectionist. But golf is the one thing that teaches you, you're not perfect. My son didn't know failure until he started playing golf.
Okay.
And that taught him that that's not how life is.
Yeah.
So golf, for me, has been very powerful and instrumental in our family because we also get to do a lot of things, the three of us.
Yeah.
The girl doesn't play.
I was just going to ask you where she plays golf.
Yeah.
She says she will play when she's old like us.
That's Rose. That's Rose. Every time I tell
together.
Rose, because every time I tell Rose, I said, Rose, we need to start playing golf. We can't be members and we're not playing golf. Rose is like, me, I'll play golf when I'm 65 and I'm retired. That's her story.
When my knees are retired.
Yeah, when her knees are
We're
retired.
still running well, we're still cycling well. So
She's like,
I
but I'm going to
wish you
convince her.
would.
I'm working on her. Well, first
You
I
will
need to work
fall
on
in love
myself.
with it.
But yeah,
You will
yeah.
fall in love with it.
Ooh, let's wait
so
and
her,
see.
she doesn't play, but when we're on holiday,
Yeah.
we'll do a family round.
Okay, and so she'll come
She
along.
played hockey in school, so she really hits the ball very well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but after
Okay.
a while, she gets tired. She's like, this game is boring. You guys continue.
Yeah, you'll find Milko at the clubhouse.
Yes.
So how did you get? So you mentioned that with your son starting to play golf at 6, you got involved in junior golf and stuff like that. So how have you seen that evolve? Because you've also mentioned about 100 kids at least at Karen Country Club, and I think I've seen a lot of junior golf games events happening quite a bit. I think a lot more now than I used to see before.
Yeah.
So how have you seen that evolve, and what where do you see it going?
Golf has always been seen as a game, not even a sport, as a game for the elite.
Yeah.
You must belong to a golf club. You must belong to, you must buy these sets that don't cost 2 shillings and all that. But over time, like now, for example, in the country, we have what we call Junior Golf Foundation.
Okay.
And when a junior joins the Junior Golf Foundation, where you only pay 1,000 a year, they're able to play on any course in the country, and you only pay 100 bob to play on any course in the country.
As a junior golfer?
As a junior golf, and that is 21 years and below.
Okay, I was going to ask, what's the age bracket?
From 0 to
21
years, you can play on any golf
course.
And that is one of the things that have promoted golf. So
Yes,
you
absolutely.
don't actually have to belong to a golf club.
Yeah, but you get to play on it.
And we actually do have a lot of children in Kenya who are playing golf. They don't belong to a golf club. You would not call them elite as golf is looked at. And now golf has become a sport.
Okay.
We are finding a lot of kids getting scholarships to go and play university on golf scholarship.
Wow.
And even from here in the country, we've seen many.
Yeah.
And now it's becoming one of those sports, just like the way you get football scholarships or taking football as a career, golf is now getting there. And soon we are going to find our junior girls or our junior boys playing in the national, in the global scenes, like your PGA, that is a professional golf for men, or the LPGA for ladies.
Women,
because the number of children playing are many, and the level and the skill at which they are playing. Like now, for example,
qualities.
In terms of quality, when we have now, like the other day, we had a tournament called Muthaiga Ladies Open. It's a 12-year-old who won it.
Oh.
And we were all there, whatever age, from the age, I think the youngest was like 11 to 60-something. And she's the one who won that tournament. And all these juniors are winning a lot of these tournaments. So it's moving from just a game people do for leisure to a sport.
Yeah, to a sport. And then it's moving away from being an elitist sport to being available to everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then also when you see the what do we call it, the money being played for, it's in millions. So the people who qualify for, there's usually in the international tournaments, there are 4 days. If you qualify to play the last 2 days, which you call the cut-off, you make the cut, those people all get paid. And you'll find the highest being paid $1 million. So it's now getting to a place where people are knowing that this is now a sport. I can make it my profession. And you can do a lot of things. You can become a coaching pro if you don't make it into the sport itself. And you can do a lot of things, even psychology for the game, sports for the physio and all those sport medical aspect of it. There's a lot more you can do it. So that is where the golf is going forward. That's why right now, if you go to most of the clubs, you will see so many juniors all the time training. Because it's now no longer just something they do for fun. They're doing it as a sport. And there are some schools that actually have also included that as a curriculum in their curriculum, which is really good to see that.
Absolutely. Wow.
That's good. But it's still a very time-consuming sport. So how does that work for kids, especially, when do they find the time? Because one of the things you mentioned is that you need to invest time, one, to get better.
Yeah.
And the game itself is anywhere to 3 to 5 hours.
Yeah.
So how does that, even for you as a corporate, person, how do you manage to find time for all this?
Okay, so when it comes to golf, so for people who are busy during the week or have your 8 to 5, like I do, so I will mainly play on weekends or on a public holiday, or maybe on a weekday when I really don't have much going on or I can find the time.
Yeah.
But also in the evenings, from 4 in the evening, you'll find me going to the range for some practice, and then do a loop or a 9, those are a couple of holes. But for the kids, they do it after school as an after-school activity. So they will come for practice. So during the week, they have a lot of time to practice. Remember, schools, they leave school at about 3 to 3:30. So there's enough time for practice. Yeah. And then there are so many tournaments on weekends and during the holidays. Remember, we've got the April holidays, we've got the long holiday in July, August, and then there's the December or November, December. So there's a lot of time to play.
Yeah.
And most tournaments are held, for the kids, are held during that time. So they get to play.
Get access to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And let me tell you where this junior golf is going. They're now getting rankings when they play the golf for all these tournaments. And at the end of the year, the top girl and top boy go to play international tournaments from the ranking of playing some international, from some local tournaments.
Local tournaments.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there is also that other incentive,
for them.
to go to play, so that you start getting into the international scenes, and the visibility that comes with
I was gonna say,
is
the
quite
exposure.
something.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So Kezie, aside from golf, I know you do other things. I know you golf, you gym, and then you're a Zumba. I call you a Zumba queen. Zumba queen.
Okay,
Zumba queen. I know that's something.
So let me
passionate
tell you
about.
my schedule. So when the gym instructor told me pick days and times, so I picked Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Okay.
I try to be
training.
for strength training.
Yeah.
I try to be in the gym at by 7 on those 3 days.
Yeah.
And the first thing I'll do is either I do a 5K run or around the club as my cardio.
Warm up,
Because now you can't run this day, do your strength the following day. It becomes a bit too much. And then now I do my strength training, which I follow a program for 3 months.
Okay.
And then now I either vary it in terms of adding the weights or the styles and all that. Yeah.
Okay.
And then on Tuesday, and I always gym in the morning. Evening, I've tried.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Can't work.
We're the same. It doesn't
what
work.
I found with the working in the morning, first of all, because you've got to get out of bed, it gives you something to leave your bed, and you know how difficult that sometimes can be. But the energy levels after that, you're operating on a high. It's almost like you're on something else.
True.
And that drives me throughout the day.
Okay.
Our jobs sometimes are very stressful. You're dealing with people from, you're meeting, most of them are virtual.
Yeah.
So much going on, and know how the business environment currently is. So it just gives me some energy level to face the day, some clarity of mind.
Yes.
And then for me, it's a stress buster.
Okay. Yeah.
So after the gym, there's nothing that really you can throw at me and I feel I can't do it.
It's like, bring it on.
So
I'm ready.
it really helps just my clarity of mind,
Your
my
focus,
well-being, my focus, just feeling much better for myself.
Yeah.
So that's Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Friday, yeah.
Tuesday at 8 a.m. I go for Zumba dance, and that's my favorite. It is your permission to hang in the middle of the week.
Early in the morning.
At 8 o'clock in the morning.
Early in the morning. And let me tell you, the energy and because it's, first of all, the music.
First
you're
of all, the
dancing
music. And we hear it. It's very loud.
It's the music you find in the clubs.
Yes.
And then now you're doing a routine.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
I think you've come for
I've come and stood at the back, and as I'm either going into the gym or
Rose, you should
leaving,
come. Oh my!
I go and stand there and dance a bit.
One, and then it's a high. You live there. Oh, feeling so good.
Yeah.
So Zumba now is on Tuesdays at 8
a.m.
and on Thursdays and on Saturdays at 9 a.m.
Oh yes, Saturdays.
So Saturday they let us sleep a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, so I do that, and then I do yogas on Monday sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, your It's a full day. It's a full week.
Full week.
Because you're
full
playing,
week.
you're gymming
Three
times a
Monday,
week.
Wednesday,
You're doing twice a week of Zumba and golfing once a week, at least once or twice a
week. I
week.
do golf at least once a week. So at least each and every day there's something. I'm doing.
Wow.
And it really helps. Look, at my age right now, which I'm sure everybody knows.
Yes.
I turned 50 in December.
Yes.
Somebody was
you
telling
told
me.
everybody. So we know.
It was headline
It was
news.
headline news. We know you were telling
So
50.
there's no point of pretending
Yeah.
that people don't know. So, you turn 50 and this is the only body I've got. I've got to take care of it.
Yeah.
And taking care of it is, first of all, what you're eating, what you're putting in.
Yeah, you'll tell us a bit about that as well.
And then all these other activities.
Yeah.
And it's start one day at a time. Don't wait until you can afford to go to the gym. Go to Jeffrey's and walk. Get out of your house and walk 5 kilometers or wherever.
Yeah. Move.
Pick a few bags in your house and use them for
Something,
weights. Do
Be intentional.
something. Start.
Yeah.
The first step is just to start wherever you can start.
Yeah.
Build that rhythm, build that discipline, and that consistency. And over time, you'll find that it's ingrained in you, and you can do anything you want to do.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so true, Kezie. Yeah.
It's a very consistent theme we've had with almost all the guests we've had here. It's start where you are with what you have.
Yeah.
Don't wait for a big bang. There's no such
There's
thing.
no perfect time.
There's no
Just
perfect
start.
time.
Yeah.
The best time to start was
Is now.
yesterday.
Yeah.
The next best time is now.
Yeah.
Now, actually, it's always said it's now, this minute. Don't wait until next month when something changes.
Yeah.
And working out, whether it's strength or it's running or it's walking, it doesn't take much. It actually just takes you.
Yeah.
Just get out.
Yeah.
People keep saying, I don't have anywhere to run. Where you live, it doesn't matter where.
Yeah. Even an apartment
There are
block
roads.
up and down.
There are roads.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
start
Do your thing.
Yeah.
Walk.
when you're going to the office, if you're 9th floor, use the stairs.
Yeah.
Other people say, but I'll reach when I'm sweaty. Imagine you will not, after a while, you'll not be sweaty.
Yes,
so
yeah.
just start with what you have and build it up.
Yeah.
And then also
Absolutely.
do the research and have a goal. What do you want to achieve?
Yeah.
So is it weight loss? Is it just toning? Or is it just general fitness? Is it mobility? What are you trying to achieve?
Yeah.
So do a bit of research. Get somebody also who can work with you and
that always
guide
helps,
you,
exactly.
and guide you and tell you this is what you're looking to do.
This is what
where
you should
begin,
do.
This is what you should do.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes.
I think it's spot on is all I can say. Spot on.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kezie, you just mentioned in passing about what you eat.
Yes.
So let's talk about your nutrition and what are the do's, don'ts for Kezie?
Yes. It takes me back to when we were in university. Would eat, I think, bread, mandazi, and tea in the morning, chips, sausages, and soda for lunch, and you repeat in the evening. And we never added even, those were the days when our bodies knew what it needed to do.
Yeah.
After 40, even a glass of water adds a kilo. That's what I keep saying. Even a glass of water, you're like, I just drank water and now you're
feeling bloated.
But again, it's all about how you want to feel and how you want to look.
Yeah.
So for me, luckily, I've never been an early breakfast person. So I feel very nauseated if I take breakfast early. So anything before 10, hardly will I take the breakfast. So my first meal of the day is usually a midday.
Okay.
And it's a meal. It's not a snack. It's not bread and tea. It's to be either the dinner from yesterday or I'll have asked to be made for, maybe eggs and vegetables, and I'll have my coffee. My coffee is a constant from morning. So I eat a meal at that point because I've also not eaten much. But also now I try to avoid a lot of starches and carbohydrates, basically. I try to keep off, especially Monday to Friday, I keep off.
Completely, even in the morning.
It doesn't mean I don't. In the morning, I'll have a slice of bread and white, because I keep saying, if you're eating bread, just have white bread. It tastes better. Brown bread, I don't understand. But I will hardly do much starch. And then my meal of the day, my other meal of the day will be at 6 p.m., but before 7. Then after that, I don't eat again.
Okay, wow.
So I have 2 meals a day.
Wow.
Wow.
Ish.
And less.
How long have you done?
Okay, it's more of a forced intermittent fasting, or by default, because I really don't plan on it. It's just the way the
it
timing.
has happened. Yeah.
If I have my meal at 12, I can't have another meal like at 2 because I'll just have eaten. So this has been maybe the last 8 years. That's when I've been
Your schedule
kind of doing this
yeah.
intermittent and less starches.
And carbs.
But weekends, I'll not kid you. Sunday, you'll find me with a can of salted caramel ice cream by myself. I'm not sharing. No apologies to make. I'll do my fries and all that. So it's not that I don't say I don't eat starch, but I limit as much as I can.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, that thing, when it gets into your body, it doesn't leave.
Yeah,
it just stays
there. And
somewhere.
especially the older we get, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
The other thing I've learned is that make it a habit. Don't do it for, I've got a wedding, there's a dress I need to fit into, or I've got a
lifestyle.
function.
So
build it into your lifestyle.
Yeah.
And people keep saying, so what if you go for example, a wedding and there's a buffet? I said, it's very easy.
Yeah.
Go get your vegetables.
Yeah.
Go get some potatoes this much, because just to feel you've got some potatoes, then your meat, your protein.
Yeah.
Then you go start eating your vegetables, your protein. You'll not even want to eat that starch. So I'm not saying now,
like, don't limit yourself, because then it becomes
and deny yourself.
Because that's all.
Again, we want to live and enjoy life, but it's the choices you make, and then make it your lifestyle. Don't do it for a week and then you'll be like, so what? And people keep saying but you could get hit by the bus tomorrow. And I keep saying, what if the bus doesn't hit you and you live until you're 80? Then what do you do about it?
You'll be eating badly for
remember, with our lifestyle, you get out of your house, maybe you get into a car or whichever means you used to go to work or wherever you're going. You'll be sitting the whole day.
Yes, at work.
Our parents' lifestyle was different. They walked everywhere. They were either in the shamba
a lot.
It was very active. For us, it's not. So if you're not working out, you're not eating right. That is why all the lifestyle diseases will catch up with you. And also your body. Like now, for example, where I go for physio, you can't call them and expect to get an appointment within the next 2-3 days. It's full, always.
Really?
They've got about 10 physiotherapists, but you can't get an appointment within the next 3 days. Why? Because our bones don't move. Our bodies have really disintegrated.
Breaking down.
So people are always going for
physio.
Physio because one thing or another, even just this sitting for long. And that's why you see a lot of people now are starting to work when they're standing.
Yes.
And the interesting thing my physiotherapist told me is that, asked me, do you know why your body has so many joints? If you think about the joints your body have from here all the way, it's because our body is supposed to be moving. You're not supposed to be like this.
Stiff.
It's supposed to be always moving somehow. When you're stiff like this, that is where all the problems come.
That's when the problems start. And actually, that is so true.
It's true. Very true. Like when you've been sitting for long,
you start feeling.
You feel, the tingling sensations and all. And even when you wake up, classic, you're stiff. Because you've
not
been in
moving
this
for like
7 to 8
hours.
And then finally you wake up and the body needs time to sort of wake up. The joints now start moving and you start feeling better. So we are meant to be on the move.
On the move. You're supposed, that's why otherwise it would have been a block of only maybe legs moving like this. But everything should bend and move. If it doesn't, like when people are sick and bedridden, you see the way their body really loses muscles and becomes stiff, and then they will need physiotherapy. Because if it's not moving, it can actually
Especially that's why they keep saying even as you get older, and even into our old age, I think we have to be intentional about the movement. So even if you can't run, at least start walking. That's what they say. That's so great.
So, Kezie, as a people manager, what's the title? People manager. Have you brought some of these good things you found out about fitness into the workplace? Can we call you a champion of fitness in the workplace? Or are you
interestingly, in my office now, we participate in the Standard Chartered Marathon as a team.
I saw that. I remember I met her one time.
You met me
with your team
group.
one time.
So we sign up and I tell people, whether it's a kilometer, we are going.
Yes.
And now it's become a thing. Whether we're sponsored by the organization sponsors us, whether it's sponsored or not,
self-sponsored,
we sign up and we go and we even get our branded t-shirts and we'll always be there. So that's the one thing we've done. Secondly, we got Fitbits for everybody. So there's another competition. There's a competition that goes in the office.
Are you serious?
But I'm always been disqualified because they're like, Kezie must have played golf. That's why she has all those steps. Because when you play golf, you get about 19,000 steps.
So the competition in the office is for steps.
It's for
the
steps.
person with the highest steps.
The highest steps for the
day.
week and for the month.
Okay.
And that is now something that we started. And then
I love you're giving me ideas.
Yeah. And then also when people see how fit you look and all that. So there are people who've now started gymming and they'll come and tell me, oh, now they can do this number of squats or whatever. And then, you see someone looks different, you'll be like, you're doing strength training. Like, you've noticed, oh my gosh, yes. Then now even the conversation of we can sit during lunch or during tea and just have this conversation about what else are you doing and everything. Yeah. So yes, these are things that you can't keep to yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because when I see what it has done for me and like my daughter, you've seen Maya.
Yes.
And her she takes it to another level, including she measures your rest time between an exercise. When she says it's a minute and a half, it's a minute and a half. After 45 seconds, I'm like, I'm bored. I'm moving on to the next one. When you see the output, why wouldn't you want to share that with anybody else? And it's a really nice, good feeling.
Yeah.
So yes, it has translated. I've translated it into the workspace, and I have seen such good progress and positivity in the office. So you can imagine, like during the Standard Chartered Marathon, when now we all meet, and then after that, then we go for nyama somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
So it's a team building.
It's a whole day.
Which
is, no one is watching anybody else. We are all there as runners, so it is a lot of fun. So this year, one of my colleagues did 21 kilometers. For the next 1 week, he came to work in sandals. He couldn't walk. And we're telling him, it's okay, but he says...
You did it.
Yeah.
He has a medal to show for it. I'm sure sandals and medal every day.
And then the way he's walking. Then he said, and next year I'm doing 42. We said, so will you ever come to work after that?
Yeah, I know.
Don't worry, I'll come to work. But it's really nice. So yes, we are doing that in the office.
That's fantastic.
And it should be, as you say, natural.
Yeah.
When people see you, they kind of want to know what's your secret.
Yes.
What are you doing?
You draw them in.
Yeah.
And organizing these events actually is also a form of, as you say, team building, and the team feels part of a bigger something fun and different, and the sense of accomplishment, especially those who've never done, like now the 21K guy.
I never even thought about it. They probably didn't know until they came in. They're being told, oh, you're being told you have to do it, and then you do it, and you feel the way. In fact, I'm sure the way you feel after it.
Yeah,
exactly. And you know what we do? One, we take photos and all that, and then we do a story.
Okay.
And because I work for a multinational, so then we've got a website called The Insider. So people post about what's going on in your country. So when we post that, the likes and the comments we get, people love it.
All over.
Like, oh, we participate as a team, then we are in uniform, who completed what, and then we even have who completed fast, the ones who walked, but it still doesn't matter, but we still
everybody did it,
So other countries have started copying that, which is really good, because they're like, Kenya can't beat us.
Even us, we can do
something. So now people are starting to do that, which is really exciting.
You're giving me ideas. I would like it. You're giving me ideas. Okay, Kezie, thank you so much. But finally, before we let you go, you've mentioned your kids, your children. I can't even call them kids because they're adults, young adults. And your son's playing golf. Sometimes I know when we run with him,
he runs.
He's come and run with us. And then your daughter's obviously active. How did you get them to do it? How did that start? And obviously they've taken it to the next level. But how did you, get them to?
As parents, we are always told, or generally we are told that, children are like sponges. They just pick what's going around you.
Yeah.
If you keep telling them, go work out, go do sports and all that, it just doesn't really, they don't understand that. But the fact that you're doing it, they want to copy. And most of the time they also want to be with you. And that's, for example, how golf started. So we'll tell them, let's go and play golf. And when you're doing it, they also pick it up. And then also kids are very competitive, they want to beat you. Like my son initially would tell him, for every hole you beat us, we give you 50 bob. We were using bribery. We give you 50 bob. But now we can't even tell him that because he beats us all the time. He's a better golfer and all that. So initially it starts as an exciting thing.
Yeah.
But after that, when you find the three of us playing,
Yeah.
you, in fact, you not think we belong to the same house
family?
because the war and the bets and the, you know, the God is about to go to the bush. You hear my son say, to the bush, to the bush, to the bush. You're like, joke, yeah? Really? It's your mom's ball. It's like, yeah, let it go to the bush because he knows now that means he'll
win,
pitch.
yeah.
So it's really setting the example.
Yeah.
And that's, for example, how the golf started. And then now the running, because I've been running for a while. So that's how also they started running. So Maya used to run when she was in high school. But now she's a young, posh lady.
Yes.
She had stopped running.
That, yeah.
But now, because of her fitness, who, as I earlier said, she's the one who started me on the fitness journey. So she now runs.
Okay.
But now for fitness now she does her strength training.
Okay.
So it's usually very interesting now when they're both on holiday, which is a really exciting time. By the way, you guys enjoy your children when they're small.
Yeah.
Because they leave and... Like now, Jukia comes home next week, and I'm really looking forward to it. So in December, both of them are home.
Yeah.
So we walk in the morning. So we all wake up, dress in our gym clothes. We walk. Then we go to the gym and do our strength training.
Nice.
We do Zumba together.
Yeah.
And then now Maya goes home, and then if there's golf, now we'll do golf with Jukia and the father.
Okay.
So it's really just setting the example. Let them see what you're doing, and they will get into it, and they will love it, and they will eventually pick what they enjoy and what they love
about it. Yeah. Okay. Fantastic.
Nice.
Kezie, thank you so much. So much for being with us here on Baiskeli Stories, where you've told us so much, so many learnings. We're very, very grateful. So we'll catch up with you again maybe in a year and just see what else you're up to. But thank you. This has been awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah.
And continue doing this. This is really reaching out to a lot of people. Because I'm sure before you talked to me, you didn't know I've been seeing your videos.
No, I didn't. No, at all.
Yeah, it's really, because when you approached me, you started explaining what it was. I told you, Kaki, no, I know what it is.
Yes, you did.
So people might not comment, might not say anything, but it's really reaching out. Like the one for your father. I watched the one that you did for your dad. It should reach now our parents 65, 70 and above, because they need to see that age is not a reason why people are not doing all these things.
Very true.
So continue doing it.
Thank you.
It really has a major
Kezie.
impact on a lot of people that you don't even have a clue who they are.
Yeah, Kezie, thank you so much.
Yeah, it speaks to, our tagline, which is we want to create content that is fun, engaging, and more so impactful.
Yeah.
So if we're making impact, we're happy.
Very happy.
We're happy.
Yeah. So thank you. Thank you for watching, and thank you for being with us.
Not a problem. Thank you again for having me.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
So we shall see you next time on Baiskeli Stories. Please tell a friend, like, share, subscribe. Thank you, and see you next time.